Okay, I think we are live. What's happening, everybody? We'll check our audio real quick. Probably gotta um, make sure that it runs like it didn't last week. Jesus, it was kind of all over the place. Turn that on. So, welcome to the live stream. My name's Dan. This is Neo Mustangs. This is the Foxbody Mustang channel. I like to talk some Foxbody Mustang car shit with some of my Mustang car friends. I don't know. Got some interesting stuff to talk about. Got some stuff to catch up on from last week and stuff that we're going to be doing this coming week. Hang on one second. I want to check my audio. But yeah, got quite a bit to we went through quite a bit of stuff this past weekend. Um, actually, since like Thursday. First off, want to make a special shout out to my guys in green, my channel members. I appreciate you guys. My sponsors, Tremec, Stiflers, McLeod Viking, Team Z, Hamlin Motorsports. Appreciate you guys, what you guys do for the channel. I'll get a chance to talk about some Fox body shit today, and just give me a moment here. Let me check my audio. Hey, it works. So we're good on the audio. Like last week, it was like cutting out and it was kind of crap. So yeah, yep. We're gonna kick the live stream off with a we went racing this past weekend. We had our first no prep stick shift race. It actually wasn't a flashlight start. It was an instant green. We did pretty well with the white car. It was only like 4 cars, and there wasn't a lot that showed up. It wasn't a points race. So we did end up taking home a couple $100 and got a chance to do some stick shift shit with stick shift friends like we do here on the channel. So big shout to John Kinter and Chris Markham and Evan Scott for showing up. And I mean, it's in Ohio, stick shift racing is pretty popular, and it's pretty much everybody's car is pretty fast, so anything can happen. And I'll show you a little bit clip here in a second. I saved a clip for some of my members seeing what was going on. So received my Tremec poster. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome. What's going on, Super Dave? Good to see you, brother. So we got a couple things to talk about. This past week has been pretty, pretty fruitful. I guess you could say that. We titled it "A Tale of Two Windsors." Our first no prep stick shift race, which I just pretty much talked about, but we're gonna go back and talk about that here in a second. And then there's some interesting stuff that I started talking to Dave Dalk over at Dalk Racing Engines, aka the Mad Scientist, and we were talking about some stroker builds, and we were talking about some mufflers and whatever. But outside of that, it's just like it's kind of a chill, live stream tonight. If you guys got any tech or shop questions or things for the channel, Fox Body car related, then hit me up. What's up, Jimmer Willie? What's up, Mustang guys? 6501 Jesse Workman. Yeah. That run-in video you just posted, it looks sketchy. Yeah, so we're going to show that real quick. So this is kind of what we only had 4 stick shift cars. Actually, there was only I don't know, 8, maybe 10 small tire car this past weekend. So we went to I'll just show you. Kind of cheat. This is kind of the video that you guys got to watch the video though. I mean, come on now. Oh, I got to plug in. There you go. So I do have a Tremec banner to be giving away tonight. I had big shout out to Mike Kidd over at Tremec. He gave us like a dozen of them, so we should be good for a while. And I did talk to Tom Clark at Stiflers, and they're getting some really cool banners in, and he said I'm gonna get a pack of them. So we'll have Stifler banners, we'll have Tremec banners for a while. Maybe I can get Team Z or Hamlin Motorsports to kick me a pile of them so I can give them away to you here. But sorry about last week, Neo. I was helping my brother. Yeah, man, no problem, brother. No problem. Got it. I just appreciate you, showing up to talk some, some car shit with us on a Sunday. You guys giving me your time as well. It's appreciated, man. If you miss it, I'm not going to hold it against you, brother. Not at all. Not at all. So let me minimize that real quick. So my favorite, this past weekend's race was at Pacemakers, and Pacemakers is undoubtedly one of my favorite tracks to race at. And there was only 4 stick shift cars, and I drew Chris Markham in his new. He has a GM, like a Catfish Camaro, they call it. He has like a GM stick shift car, and looks like it's going to make a lot of power. It's going to go very fast. He ended up having a little bit of traction problems, like I did, and it was just kind of like a skate to the end. To be honest with you, it was crazy and shit. So I did make a little bit of video for my members on the channel, and here I'll present it. I'll show you guys what we got, what I did for the members. It's kind of the I labeled it moment before a sketchy race. Sometimes you just got to drive that. It's late. This is in car with Dragy. I didn't have anybody else there shooting video. But there's a reason why we weren't going to race, but this is what I put up on members chat. What he's doing right now is pouring traction compound on my tires. So now, back me up. This is Corey Stump from Psycho Racing, good friend of mine, Rod. What's up, cousin Paul in the house? Good to see you, brother. Dragy, helmet down. It's pretty sketch. It's white to the left, white to the right. I mean, it wasn't a terrible time. It was pretty slick, to say the least. So that was pretty much one of the only races that we did a 2-step that was close to that at the race. It was pretty cool. Let me see where it's at. Definitely wasn't fast this weekend for sure at all. So we decided to test our 2-step with Evan Scott, our buddy. I got to put it on the button right now. We had about 13 pounds on that launch there. It was pretty nice. And I went immediately left. I think my anti-roll bars went left immediately. It's a pretty good pass, though. What's up, Miss Mav? Come on now. Froze already. I can't help it. Let me tell you what, man. They be messing with these stupid. Like, I see them. I see Spectrum up on the damn poles. Like, did you guys know that they like turned your shit down? Like, because they have to turn it up for the winter and turn it down for the summer shit. I don't know. Like, come on. Pay that bill. Come on. Got to make more money to pay that bill. But anyways, they turn it up, they turn it down. I'm not going to blame them, but sometimes the internet likes me, sometimes it don't. Pros of being... Yeah, we broke the internet, Tess. What's going on? So anyways, we had a pretty good race this past weekend. Like I said, there was only, a handful of cars, small class, but, I really try to push stick shift racing, so much to get people involved. Like, you don't have to have the fastest stick shift car to go out there and race, especially in our class. I mean, it's just already hard enough. As you can see, it's a struggle. I mean, I had to drive the shit out of that car. I had to drive shit out of it. And sometimes it's all about, knowing how your car reacts and being able to go A to B. And I always talk about that on the channel. Get your shit off the jack stands and make sure you can go A to B. Keep it out of the ditch. But yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. I got a chance. There was a main reason why I was actually down in Columbus was to meet Lamar Richardson. So you guys know Lamar's been on our channel for a long time. He's been a long time subscriber, long time member of the channel. We sold him a motor that came out of the coupe, the Trooper coupe, when we got it, right? So it was like a rebuilt 306 forged bottom end, but whoever put that motor together, used duct tape to torque the damn heads down. I mean, it was terrible. So, I couldn't sell a motor to anybody with my name on it. And I'm not the one who put the bearings and put the rings and everything in, knowing that it's going to work. So anyways, we, as you know, over the past 6-8 months, we rebuilt the engine and we had a chance to actually deliver it this weekend. So that was the main purpose of going down towards Columbus. And, Lamar's like, Lamar was cool with it. So we decided to meet up on a night that Pacemakers had their first no prep race. So I said, you know what, I'll just bring the trailer with me. And, if I feel like racing, then, maybe we'll make a couple passes. Maybe we won't. So, big shout out to Lamar for being flexible. I think I got some damn footage of that as well. Give me a second here. What did Notch Fox say? Houston Raceway Park closed 2023. San Antonio Raceway closed permanently. Only a couple left near Dallas. Our drag strips are closing up north or just in Texas. Jesus. You serious? We just actually, they just saved, they went down to, there was a group of people that went down to West Virginia. I guess there's a track that hasn't been open in 7 years. So there was there's some footage that's going to be coming out with like SRC. I think SRC went there. There was a really good turnout there. I think Raggedy Ann was there too. A good friend of mine, CJ Buckner, who has a really fast small tire car. He'll probably have some coverage from that. I think he double entered too. So I always follow his channel pretty good. CJ's a good guy, in his program. So we ended up just, I think that's one reason why the Pacemakers didn't have so many people there. I think a lot of people went to, I forget the name of the track, but it was down in West Virginia. So I'm happy for that. I don't like to hear that, tracks are closing though. That's just, this is why I'm always pitching, getting out there and racing. You may not have the ability, you may not have the, the desire to want to go out there and race a little bit. But actually, to be honest with you, some of my closest friends I met at a racetrack or met at like a swap meet. And, people that I've carried friendships along for, 20 and 30 years, like Timmy Combs, the guy with the 460, naturally aspirated, notch that I keep putting on my channel. He's a good friend of mine. I mean, he's been working on that. He's actually had that 460 in that car for like 12 years and it still runs like 1030s and 1040s. And then of course the Hootman Racing, my buddy, Nate and Mike, they have two very fast 363 and 427 notch cars. And then they got Rust Bucket Racer. So I like to promote my friends and I like to have, I like the environment of the racetrack. It's exciting. And I'm always trying to get, you don't have to, maybe even just supporting it and going and watching, like, it's good stuff. Evandale is still open in Texas, I believe. So we were talking about, the main reason we were down in, we got a chance to deliver the engine. So that was huge. We went through that whole engine. I mean, it had a set of Flowtech heads, which were a little bit, which were kind of a budget set. And it had a forged bottom end 306. Lamar ended up giving us a 347 crankshaft that he had sitting on it was part of the deal. And it's brand new in a box, Eagle crankshaft. So it was a forged one. It was nice. And the funny thing is I got 363 pistons. And I think my buddy Dan Robinson, which you guys know here on the channel as the Summit Tech, I know he's listening somewhere. If you chime in if you're here, Dan. But I think he's got a 363 on the stand that's not used, not taking up some space. A lot of stuff going on, man. I mean, I got to talking about stroker builds today and push rod stuff and some coyote stuff with some friends. Shit, it's been a crazy day. What's up? Skylar Hardy in the house. So Skylar went to the finals as well. In what race was that at Muncie? Was that like a streetcar takeover thing, or was that their that you know what that was their Hoosier series, wasn't it? If I'm not is that Jeff Johnson stuff? But yeah. What's up, Chant? What up? Congrats on the weekend. Yeah, you know what? You take the wins as you win. You know, it wasn't a big crowd. There was only 4 stick shift cars, but you know, you take the wins with the win. You know, it gives you a little bit of confidence. I'm going to be honest with you. If I wouldn't have went to the pacemaker race, I wouldn't have figured out that my anti-roll bar is too tight. So, you know, and I wondered when I got up to about 150, 140, 150, 100, you know, getting close to 160 coming out the back door last weekend, I was wondering why my car was kind of pushing itself left. And I think the anti-roll bars, it's got too much of a turn in it. It might have a half a turn or so. You know, we're going to loosen it up and go back to neutral. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the anti-roll bar is there's a bar that's welded to my frame in the back that's attached to my axle. So when my car takes off, it takes off straight. And that's why you see cars go straight. If you see a car dip real bad to the right, don't have an anti-roll bar. I mean, no matter what spring they put in there. They used to have the was it Moroso? They still make them. They have these drag springs that are like unequal. So they got all this tension on one side, so it kind of doesn't do that, but it still does. I need to work on my 94 Mustang more, but I either don't have the motivation a lot of the time, or when I do work on it, I get irritated at it. Okay, check it out. So, like, best way to deal with that, William, is just write the shit down. Like, if you say to yourself, like, I'm not about to get like all motivational speaking on you, and I don't mean to do that if I do, but like we do, I get the same way. Like, we all get unmotivated to do shit. If you looked at my face in this video that I just showed you, when I was not motivated to be at Pacemakers last night. I didn't want to be there. I was just like, listen, I got a lot of racing that I've done. I've got a lot of racing coming up. I was just already tired. I was just like, you know what? It's been a long day. I got a chance to deliver the motor. That was the whole meaning of coming down here, so I could take care of one of our members and our subscribers here on the channel. You know, something that I promised I delivered on. And, you know, I was already winning for the weekend. So I was like, you know what? It's cool. Lamar's good people. And I'm glad that I got the engine to him. The pacemaker thing was just extra. And to be honest with you, I really wasn't all about racing all night long, but it is what it is. I sucked it up. You know, sometimes you just, you know, you get focused and you start having some fun and things start changing. It's the same thing with building a car. You know, you just start, you know, one bolt turns into the next bolt, you know, and the next thing you know, you got half your project done. You need to write the shit down. If you write the shit down and tell yourself you're going to do something, you probably will. And I always tell my kids, I'm like, you know, do what you said you're going to do before it became inconvenient. Right. So, what's that say? Now the closet dragway to me, the closest dragway to me is South Georgia dragway. We just came by Valdesta. Tony's tweaking out in the tweaker car. It looks like a no prep car right now. The tweaker car is the 4-cylinder. Is that is that what you guys called it? So you guys are going to be giving that car away soon, or not giving it away, but doing the thing on Facebook. I think that's what that's for, right? I'm in between, London and Ohio Valley. Hey, Neo, I thought the white car was coming apart for the coupe build. It is. So we decided that, listen, Tremec, being with Tremec, there's some things that I've promised, like as far as racing is concerned. Like I promised them I would go to Florida. You guys know the format with that race is sort of like a staggered start, no breakout, whatever. Right? I mean, but there's also a ring available to be one who has the fastest stick shift shootout average. So that's kind of where I'm going at with it. Like I'm going to be there for Tremec. I'm going to be there for the Tremec team. And we're going to, we're going to race and do some stick shift shit with stick shift friends. And, if I win or lose, I don't, I'm there for the brand. I'm there to represent. Now, with saying that, I went to Florida. We're going to be at Norwalk, which so happens to be only a couple hours from us. So that's kind of convenient. There's a no prep race that night I could go to if I wanted to, but I think that's just too much for me. I think I'd just rather focus on and relax for the weekend. But anyways, I got I got the Norwalk coming up in a couple weeks after Carlisle, which is not a race. It's just a visit. And then we got Kunley, which is our home track. We have our very first no prep point series race because was canceled in May 4th, unfortunately. And then we got Ford Takeover. And I'll talk about Ford Takeover again because we're going to double back on that. But I got 3 races in a row. I need to take a break. So July 6th is a points race. I'm going to skip that. We're going to actually go with the black car, I think, to Motor City Fox Fest, which I'm going to skip around and talk about that in a second. And then I'm just going to take the rest of July off, maybe go on a little vacation with my lady, and then maybe be ready for Uncaged. But that's the period I was talking about. Like, we're going to be taking some of the white car apart. The 363 has to come out to get a little refresh on it. It's not really showing signs of giving up, so I may not do that. But there's some things that need to go on that motor. They're going to give up soon. I mean, they're just wear and tear, whatever. But that's the old deer killer. You talking? So if you guys don't follow Miss Mav and Tony AV Boys on Instagram and Facebook, you should go over and check them out. They had a coupe. Okay, so they flew into Kansas, I think it was, and they bought this 4-cylinder coupe for the channel and for their program, and they drove it from, I think was it Kansas or was it like Tennessee? I can't remember what state. They drove it across country, like pretty much like straight out of the side of the garage. Like, they bought it, got in it, drove it home. And they live in Cali, so it's like, it was kind of an adventure. So we were following them as they went. And there was a deer came out, and I think Tess was driving, and they came out and hit. You guys got to watch that shit. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's definitely 100% cool. I mean, it's not cool. Definitely, it's going to be good. Very, very good stuff to follow. How many channels you see that, get into a car and drive it across country, like sight unseen. This was like, it just happens to be a foxbody because, Tess and Tony love foxbodies as well. So, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Okay. Do you ever run Keystone Raceway near Pittsburgh? I have not. Actually, that's one on my list. Stoked for a shootout. Finally made progress on the T-Bird, and I'm so stoked. That's awesome. So actually, yeah, McBride made a pretty killer pass last week in his T-Bird. I don't know if you guys it's Ford, baby. I mean, it's got a production block 410, and it's a bad little bitch, that's for sure. So he made his best pass last week. Give me 1 second here. He made his absolute best pass last week. I think it's your PR, and it was absolutely smoking fast. So I got a lot of like little footage to show you guys if you guys want to see it. This is McBride Racing's Thunderbird. And these are the fellas that put my cage together in my coupe. So pretty fire shit right here, man. So this is McBride Racing here. So he's on a radio now. So he's trying to do the no prep, like cruise street stuff. But he has a production block 351, which we talked about with the ones I'm got sitting behind me. I got one hanging right there. But production block 410. Yeah, it's a bad little bitch. This thing leaves matter and shit. I think he hung the hoops for about 200 feet. He went out the back door. What was it? Where'd he go? Where'd you go? 9.0 at 120? I don't remember what your time was. But he's been working hard on that, man. So big shout to him. That T-Bird was badass. So it makes good, really, really good power. I mean, I don't know how much that is. I would never share that. I would never share somebody else's dyno number. But yeah, I think it went 9. What'd it go? Did it go 9.0 at like 115 or 120? Which obviously that means he was off at like 700 feet. His 8th mile time was really, really good. His mile an hour was just really good. So that was probably like an 870, 860, 870 pass. It was pretty dope. So big shout to, a lot of effort went into getting that car right, and he did it on a radial. So I did want to make special mention to that too. Sent you an email, Neo. Check it out later. I will do that. Appreciate you. Lifted at the 8th. Yeah, 908 to 120. I thought it was, guys, come on. A 908 pass is like 160 or 150. So we went 960 last week at 112. And I put that up in my my members chat. I thought it was kind of funny. And nobody, like, some of the people didn't, well, not the members, but the some of the chat I have on my phone. And some of the people didn't get it. I'm like, 960 to 112, that's missing like 45 mile an hour or something. So that basically means that somebody lifted. Like the best one I've seen so far, actually the best one I've seen so far this year is a 902 at 110, but I'm not gonna tell you who that was. Crazy fast. Some people don't know the numbers. Yeah, I know. So just so you guys know, 908 at 120 is a 8th mile pass, basically. So it's like a 700-foot pass. You're already in motion. So most of your a good 5.5 to 6 seconds of your pass is in the first 660 feet. So if you're really moving out, the last 2 seconds, 3 seconds of your pass is the other 660 feet. So yeah, you're in motion at that point. So what's up, Lamar? We was just talking about you and your new engine, bro. Hell yeah. Hundred horsepower, 100 torque. What were you talking about, brother? Yeah, that was on 12 pounds too. So that was really good for him. I went 820s at 70. I was a little sad. Wanted a 7-second pass hitting on the brakes. Man, that's crazy fast. That was it. That was with the 363, wasn't it? Tess? Yeah. So we're thinking about now. I don't know where my buddy Dan Robinson was. I did message him back, but we were talking about doing another 363. Now that I have a forged crank from Lamar, that's like an $800 crank. We can run another zero balance 363 if we wanted to. And I could probably sell the 408 that I have. I have 2 or 3 people that actually want that motor. If I put that long block together, I'm considering getting rid of it if another 363 opens up. And then I could also have money for the aluminum 351 that I might get. Now, he hasn't told me I was going to get it, but he is going to be selling it to me. So I just got to figure out the money. So I figure, if we figured that we would have enough money to get the 351 aluminum block and the 363, I don't know. We have a couple of blocks that I really love that 408 though. F3 to 106. Jesus. That's crazy. So, tale of 2 Windsors. So we got one hanging back in the back here. And if you look really close where my finger is at, there's a hole in it. So I got a 351 Windsor. This is going to be in the video this week, so you guys got to watch that shit. I'll always be cheating on the live stream. So we went to the junkyard. So big shout to cousin Paul, cousin Fred. They spent all day. Was it Friday? No, yeah, it was Friday. They went Friday. So I stayed back here working on the shop stuff, and they went out to we did that junkyard video last week, and there was 2 351s. So they actually pulled both of them out of them vans, and we ended up getting it home, and he's seen that there was a hole in it right as he pulled it out because they couldn't see it because of the van was kind of holding, whatever. They just didn't notice it. So we ended up pulling a rod cap off the K member. So that's going to be one of the videos this week is that 351 hanging from my lift right there. So it's going to be pretty cool. That's crankcase. That's what I'm saying. It's crankcase ventilation. That's for sure. So got to let that hot air out. That's right. So, what do you guys think? You guys think it's going to run? It's got a hole in it. So do you think that 351 Windsor survived the throwing a rod? Do you think the block survived? That's all I care about. I don't even care about the rods. All I care about is the mains and the block. So like I said, we're gonna crack it open this week. That'll probably be Tuesday's video. I've already got half of it shot, and that's why it's sitting there hanging on the stand. But got some plans for that shit. I got another Windsor in the back here that's still fully loaded roller. I got that one. I got the other one back in the truck because we picked 2 of them on Friday, and then I got one that's been sitting out in the weather for like, I don't know, a year. We're gonna crack that one open too. But I got to get my Windsor blocks out of the weather and get them, kind of lubricated and shit, and make sure they don't get all rusted up. Because I have to tell you what, guys, if you find a 351 Windsor, you can get it for pretty cheap. At least get the block and the crank, or excuse me, the block and the caps. Don't misplace those, and it just set it off in the corner. Just do me a favor and set it off in the corner. It's a badass block. I've always loved the 351 Windsor. I've put 1,000 crank to it. I mean, obviously McBride, I just showed you a T-Bird that has a production block, no different than the one that's standing right there in that damn lift. That's been, obviously performanced up. But the point of the matter is, if you see it, if it's cheap, get it. Spray it down with WD-40 and put it in a damn corner. You never know who might need it. No, we're not going to go to War in the Woods this year. I got to go to Carlisle to meet I got a guy that's been saving a bunch of foxbody shit and engine shit for me for probably 6 months, 8 months. So he asked me if I was going to Carlisle. So that's when we're going to pick up. It's kind of a business thing. I would love to go to War in the Woods and race, but Carlisle was, I had made this, I'm going to be talking about that more as we come to it in the next couple of weeks, but meeting up with old Tom and Dale, guys that I met down at Foxtoberfest many years ago. They saved me a bunch of shit. Like I'll be coming home. I'm going to be doing a video about it, but I'm going to be coming home with a whole bunch of shit. So he needs to go to that race. So they didn't do a stick shift one. I think stick shift actually is allowed to use a slick in True Street, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what Jeff Thomas did. So War in the Woods will have I mean, don't quote me, guys, because I don't know what Jeff Thomas put on the site, but I'm pretty sure that I don't know if it's Daily Driver or True Street where stick shift, and you're going to see a lot of that. Like that's actually a class in no prep that's starting to get real popular in 2024, and it started coming around in 2023 where they were doing the Daily Driver and the True Street stuff. So what they're actually doing is just trying to get people in, and it's the stuff that we talk about on the channel all the time. I'm just get out there and race and enjoy it. I'm going to be honest with you. If you had a car that went 650s, 625s, naturally aspirated this weekend at Pacemakers at stick shift, you probably would have won it, because not having a whole lot of power was on your side, and it going straight was definitely on your side. I had way too much power in the first pass that I made. Second pass, I took half of it out and did the 2-step, and it still went better than the first one. But just the car was just, the track wasn't there. It wasn't ready. My car wasn't ready for that. And I should have paid more attention to what I had going on with the anti-roll bar. But nonetheless, I try to get, with the Daily Driver and the True Street stuff, you got to be on a radio. You got to have like a full interior. You got to have license and insurance in the car. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff to get people to want, and people are starting to actually do pretty well on no prep with a radio. Like, that was like, in a year or two, I've only been no prepping for probably 3 years. And, radios were never talked about because it's like, there's no way you're going to get down on that radio. But I just watched some of the fastest pass this weekend on a damn radio. So it's going to be our first time. So I'm excited. Oh, you talking about with War in the Woods? So you guys, what class are you entering, Tess? What's up, Shelby County in the house? Good to see you, brother. I know where the one outside came from. Yeah, you had to wash his clothes. So what's up, Smurfit? Good to see you. My 410 short block should be for sale this winter. Okay. So Troy, are you going to Lucky's next week? I don't think I'm going to be making that. We had some family things happen this past weekend that I got to attend to this weekend. So I don't think that we're going to be making the Memorial Day weekend thing. I know that they have a stick shift class or whatever, and I like to go to all of them, but I'm just going to have to, we got some family stuff going on this weekend, and then the following weekend is Carlisle. Like I said, I have to go meet Tom and Dale and a handful of, I think Hanlon's even going to be there. Are you setting up a booth, Hanlon? And then the following weekend's Norwalk, and the weekend after that's Cunley and Magnolia, and the weekend after that's Ford Takeover. So shit, we busy, bro. We busy up in this piece. What horsepower are cast steel cranks good for in an 8.2 deck? I mean, there's a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you what. There's a lot of things that are involved in that. You know, you're balancing. Harmonics kill motors. Period. Harmonics and too much timing and not enough fuel. Kill motors. Kill motors. If you got good fuel, like I'm running Ignite Red right now in my white car, and I have no qualms about getting over 20 pounds of boost. I got Tony in my ear over here. Is like, you need to turn it up. You need to turn it up. And he's right. And he's 100% right. So we're going to be leaning on the 363 the next month, trying to get it to get real consistent and hopefully in the high 8 range. And then we're going to, we're going to hit the reset button on it and we're going to freshen it up. We don't know. We don't know. And then the coupe, I think the coupe will be ready. I don't know. Start taking some. I definitely want to, like I said, one of the nice things about putting stuff in the coupe and taking stuff from the white car is the fact that I can redo shit. Like, I'm not moving my fuel system. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not moving. I got a plate that's welded right on the back of the fuel tank. I don't care what anybody says about it, but I am going to be taking the loop out of it and kind of running like more of a 45-degree angle into the filter, into the pump, like kind of like I have it on my black car. It's going to be we're going to modify it to be a little bit better. And we're going to move the pump over to the right a little bit. So I think it's going to be pretty far. So no, unfortunately I'm installing HVAC. Okay. I got you. So Tale of Two Windsors. So this past Friday, like I said, big shout out to cousin Paul, cousin Fred. We picked up 2 Windsors for $600. And the nice thing, the bad thing is we found one with a hole in it, but I don't really necessarily think that there's anything wrong with it because I stuck a light up in there. I'm kind of giving my video away and shit already, but whatever. I stuck a light up in the hole and I don't see a broken crank. So that's really good because if there's not a broken crank and it's just a rod, I don't really give a shit. We got to set a 30 over pistons back there that we can make a stock bottom end 357 build and maybe just get rid of it. Maybe make some money for the channel, some money for the program. Me and Dave Dalk talked about making a really nice 408 build where it would be just the rotating assembly, the oil pan, main studs, basically a block that needs a top end and a camshaft, including the head studs, and maybe doing something like that with the channel and selling it and trying to, put a little money towards the programs. It's just hard to find these, it's not hard to find 351 Windsors, but they're not common. You know what I mean? So, that's where Dave is with his, his racing engine program. And I think that's something he does for our channel. And, if he builds motors, randomly here and there, and we kind of, waffle them off or whatever, or sell them, it's helping him out. It's helping me out. It's helping the community. He's a hell of an engine builder. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Scat rods and pistons. I bet that block is fine. Might need yeah. So like I said, that would be a block that would get our 30 over stuff. So, but a little JB weld, that shit'll be good. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a scat crank. It's already scat. It's already scat on down the road. So we have a second Windsor. So we're going to be doing a couple Windsor videos. I know you guys like that stuff here on the channel. I have no idea what's going on with this block, if it's even going to be usable. The one outside looks like it's got no window in the side of the block, which is kind of nice. So like I said, we're going to be doing a couple teardowns, and I've always liked to do teardowns because I'm going to be honest with you. If I find another stock bore, like if I mic it up and it's a decent bore, I'm going to build another 387. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it, but if I build another 387, we'll do it budget, we'll do it cheap, and maybe we'll do it something for the channel. You know what I mean? So maybe somebody will, get a piece of that. So we'll see. What's up, 650 in the house? Good to see you, boys. Good to see you. So moving on. What else do we have? We talked about the stick shift, no prep. We talked about the 2 Windsors. So muffler, we also are doing a muffler video this week. We're going to be doing the Flowmasters next, like I had promised you guys. And I'm really excited to see what the difference is. Like, I really, really, really like the 3-inch Max. I'm not going to lie to you. They're baller. I'm excited to put the Vibrant ones on that Cash has sent us from Vibrant. So big shout to him. Appreciate him for sending us. And like I said, I think we're supposed to give those away on the channel, but I have to make sure that I get with them and tell them to make sure that that's going to happen. Either way, what I got to pay for them or not, we're going to give them away. So that's pretty awesome. So doubling back to we got Norwalk coming up, and we got Carlisle coming up. We got Norwalk coming up, which I'll be at. If you guys want to come check us out at the Tremec tent or the Tremec booth, or I'm sure we'll be parked near it, whatever. Like I said, I'm there to represent the brand and do some stick shift shit with stick shift friends. And, you know, I might even, you know, mess around and load my car up and go no prep Magnolia that night. I don't know. It depends. But the following week is the first Kunle race at the 15th. But I want to talk about the reason why I'm talking that stuff again is because we're talking about Ford takeover. So we got Ford takeover coming over in Tennessee. And as you guys know, that's Foxcast Media, Caleb Richards. If you haven't already, you don't have to sign up, but if you haven't already checked out the venue, make sure you go check him out it's on Facebook or YouTube, either one. I know he's doing some giveaway stuff with the T56, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's doing some like if you buy merch, something about merch and entry fees and stuff. I think that's kind of a nice. I think that's really kind of a nice format to possibly, you know, to you know, not raffle but waffle or whatever you want to call it. You know, if you get merch out of it and you get entered in to win something extra. So I think that's really cool. So we're going to be doing double backing on that. We're going to be doing merch with Tom Clark from Stiflers, and I'll talk about that in a second. But Ford takeover, we went from 32 cars, we double back to 16. It's a $200 entry, and we're going to have 4 alternates. So we have a little bit of a different. I'm going to throw the race as the race master, and it's going to be hard to race in it, kind of, sort of. But we're going to try to do a round or two early, and then, you know, I don't want to be there all day because I know people are going to be, you know, it's going to be hot, and I'm sure it's going to be, you know, it's Tennessee in the middle of the summer. So, I mean, it's nice and warm down there. And anyway, so I came up with this idea for an alternate race. Let me know what you guys think. So we want to keep it at 16 cars locked, $200 buy-in, but we're going to do an alternate race where the biggest problem that we had with filling lock races is the fact that people break and people don't want to show up or whatever. So one of the way to combat that is to get the money early, right? So if they don't show up, it's on them. But sometimes you just want to put on a damn show too, right? So last year I tried to have alternates as well, but those fell through. And then I ended up having to pick 2 or 3 people that were just there just to race and just to have some fun. Which, so, you know, big thanks to William Lane and Andrew Chadwick, which Chadwick is part of Brutal's channel, for filling in for a couple people. But this year we're going to have 16 locked, and I have no problem. I have no fear in the fact that there's going to be 16 on ground that day. But I'm going to have an alternate race, so I'm going to have the alternates buy-in as well. And if we don't need them the day of to fill a spot in the main show, I'm going to run those 4 alternates for their buy-in money, which is $800, right? And then me and Foxcast are going to throw another $200 on each. So I'm going to buy in twice. I'm not going to race in the alternate race, but we're going to have $1,200 for a 2-car race or a 2-round race. That way it incentivizes the alternates to show up in case I need them for the show, which that's the main reason why they're an alternate. And then even if there's 2 cars, I'm going to run them for $800. You see what I mean? So it is what it is. I think it's a pretty cool thing. You know, it's something that I came up with last minute. Like, nobody wants to drive to a race on a whim, right? Like, I'm not going to drive an hour because I might race. See what I mean? So if I'm not locked into the main show, I'm not guaranteed shit. So I'm not going to drive in. So that's kind of the way to combat that, is to say, hey, I need 16 cars. This will be the show. But if you show up, I'll run you with the other alternates and give you some money. So I think it's pretty dope. Let me know what you guys think. So I got to get you. Listen, I would definitely try some. I didn't even know Stainless Works had mufflers. You got some rowdy ass mufflers I can make a video with. I like to. I was telling everybody on the channel, you know, that like the Vibrant ones, we're going to be buying the Pipes Violators. We're going to be buying the Black Widow Neighbor. What are those called, guys? The Neighbor, whatever the hell they're called. The wake up the neighbor shit. I don't know. So we're going to be giving mufflers away. Like, I'm going to probably give away the Flowmasters that I build this week and put on the channel. And then we're in June. Yeah, one of the videos in June is going to be the ones we do with Vibrant. So we're going to make a year of it where I'm making videos and burnout shit with them. I'm doing shit with my black card that you don't normally see. Like, I'm beating the hell out of it, and I don't care because I'll fix it. It's fine, whatever. You know, I'm doing Brody's in it. I'm doing burnouts in it. We're doing muffler videos in it, revving it up. I mean, I'm okay with that. Today I actually was doing some foxbodying. That's what I call it. ING, foxbodying. I picked up my lady. We went for a ride. We went to, I don't think I got over 3,000 RPM. I'm gonna be honest with you. We didn't rev it up once. You know, we didn't race somebody on the street. You know, we didn't do shit with that car. All we did was just, you know, it was a really nice day. And I made a post on Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, it's a nice day to drop a gear and disappear. And that's exactly what we did. And, you know, it was a really good time with my lady where I was able to get out and enjoy the sun. And then we went down to the beach and we hung out for about, 30, 45 minutes. It was lovely. It was lovely. Didn't hear my mufflers at all, to be honest with you. Can you use pump gas on a 387? Not mine, but I mean, we use pump E85, so I guess you can call it that. The offset is the same as foxbody, so I don't know what they call it. It's, yeah. Well, somebody fill me in on this. What's the offset? I know I have to build adapters for some of the other mufflers, though. I have rowdy and calm. No, we need rowdy. I want the loudest shit. I want some badass. I want some stuff that's going to sound good in a 3-inch pipe set. We got 3-inch pipes out the back, Steve. So we got 1 3/4 headers, 3-inch X, 3-inch mufflers, 3-inch tails. So it's going to sound good. There's nothing's restrictive. It's going to be badass. It's offset off. It's offset in, offset out. So it's not offset center. It's offset in, offset out. That's the way I got it built. Are you going to be doing the racing earlier or later in the day? So what we're going to end up doing with, you're talking about Ford Takeover, we're going to do our first round early, like 11 o'clock, long as the track's dry and safe. That way we can set the board for winner's bracket and loser bracket. Now remember, that's a 200 buy-in. So winner gets a brand new TKX in a box. It's $3,000. Runner-up gets around, I think we've settled at $2,000. I think the semis get 500 each. And we're paying the alternate race, and then the loser bracket wins a $1,500 clutch certificate. So there's a lot to be won in the 16 car field, plus for the alternate. So it's going to be fun. And then in about 2 o'clock, we'll run the first round of the winners and the loser bracket. And then probably 4 o'clock, we'll run the semis. And then probably like 5 or 6 around dinner, we'll run the finals. So that's kind of an idea. Yeah, that's right. Foxbodying, doing foxbody shit. You're right. We're actually going to, I don't know what that means. So a full stainless aftermarket 3-inch catback. Nice. Pimp, what up? Almost missed you guys. It's been a busy day with the fam. What's up? What's up, Pimp? Good to see you, bro. I love taking the car out, cruising the car show. Yeah, so that's what we did today, and I almost, if I wasn't starting on this 351 video, that would have probably been one of my videos that I shot today just to shoot it. Like, just doing foxbody shit, it's kind of like, it's 100% the reason why I did what I did with my black car. It's got a badass little motor. It makes 400 wheel. That's all it needs. I don't give a damn. That's all it needs. It's got a nasty little rowdy exhaust. It'll get out of its own way. You know what I mean? No matter what's next to it. It's got a lot of torque, 450 torque. It's happy. And we didn't even put the damn big cam in it. I think we'll pick up 8 or 10% horsepower with a better cam, but I'm in no hurry right now. I'm in no hurry. So, Sam Hoof, how was your experience with Holley Terminator X? I'm building an R Block 306. I'm debating on going with bigger injectors. I have 24s now. So I would definitely pick up, if you're going with like a 306, 185, we skip 24s. Like we just skip 24s. Like they're not worth, we did so much work with the 19-pound injectors at FMU with Donnie B and Anderson Ford Motorsport, who gave us the FMU for the channel. So big shout out to Anderson guys. There's a bunch of shit going on where, they got a lot of good stuff going on their channel, or not channel, but on their website with the Terminator X Gen 2 stuff, the camshafts. I think I seen a whole shelves of camshafts that he just got in. But anyways, 19-pound injectors, when you're out of 19s, you go right to 30s or 42s, especially if you got tunability. So just, you can never have enough injector. And whatever's going on with Holley commands a certain, Holley commands like a specific AFR, like a target. So it's only going to use as much injector as it needs. The worst thing you can do is not have the right injectors. See what I mean? I got Bosch 160 high impedance, and they don't even have a damn file for mine. I should have just went to 210s, but it is what it is. Jesse Workman, man, I appreciate the $10 super sticker for the channel. You know, that'll be make that good use here in the channel. And Super Dave, man, appreciate you on the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much for donating to the channel. My man, Super Dave, he's been one of the kindest members here on the channel that you know, over the years. So it's appreciated, brother. It's went 100% to the channel, and I thank you for it. What do you say? OEM radiator or aftermarket for replacement? Aftermarket. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mishimoto has done me no favors by telling you this, but all the stuff that I run is Mishimoto intercooler and Mishimoto radiator. Now you start getting into some really high horsepower stuff. There's a lot of customization that goes into some of that shit. Like you can move that stuff to the back. Like I know people that's moved their radiators to the back of their car that drive black Thunderbirds. And anyways, I think that's like the only thing that you got checked on at the True Street or Norwalk or whatever. Anyways, but if you're gonna do a drop-in radiator, buy something that's worth a shit. Mishimoto has a lifetime warranty on all their stuff. And the Mishimoto radiators in my white car, it's in my black car, I think it's in my dad's car. They're not super expensive and they have a nice warranty on them. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. You get a Junkyard contour fan with a good, a good mounting kit. I'm telling you, your shit never overheat. Never overheat. I drove through Myrtle Beach in 2022. Shit was 110 degrees. It was like 105 degrees with my 408. Yeah, it was creeping, but you're going to have that in stop and go traffic with a high horsepower car or a higher horsepower car. My car doesn't make anywhere near what I wish it made, but it makes good power. Nonetheless, I'm driving through Ocean Boulevard at 205 degrees with a Mishimoto radiator, 3-inch, and a Junkyard contour fan singing the blues. And it kept creeping. It got up to about 210. Wasn't worried one bit. As soon as I got out of that Ocean Boulevard about an hour later, bam, 160 degrees. So I'm not going to lie to you. It's a really good intercooler. It's a really good radiator. So kind of went on a tangent there. So my bad. I went so there's nothing wrong. If you went to 20, listen, do yourself a favor. 19's pretty much cap out at about 340 wheel. 24s aren't going to get you much more. I think we put 24s in and I think we got 380 wheel. So when you get to the point to where you need an injector, we even did a video. It's an old ass video here on the channel. We had 19-pound injectors with a stock MAF on a GT40 motor with flip pistons and Junkyard heads and a camshaft. You know, everything was built and fresh, right? We did it with our blue GT that had the black front bumper. We made, and when it was naturally aspirated, not turboed. Same motor went turbo later, but anyways, we made 280 wheel with long tubes. And we switched over to 24s and we actually only gained I don't think we gained any horsepower. So the injectors didn't help. They just helped cover the fuel better. But after you get out of your stock injectors, just go to 42s or 60s. You know what I mean? And if you have a tuning software that already is, like a Holley Terminator X, they're just going to target AFR anyways. So it doesn't really matter. You'll be fine. The Bosch 210s are tough to tune idle on. You're not missing anything. Yeah, I got 160s that I'm on a 150 tune, so I get that shit. When my startup, I'm still, with the Holley software, I'm still figuring out the first 30-second startup from cold when the CTS is when the coolant temp sensor is under 100. It's crazy. I was thinking the same thing of the fully built AOD with a 2800 stall. That's a little tight, loose, whatever. I still have a stock fuel rails. How far can I run them NA for now? Brother, if you got a stock bottom N306 or even something that's built, it's only going to move so much air. AFR 185 is going to get you close to 300 because they're a good head, especially if you got a decent intake on it. You're going to see probably about 300 wheel on that motor. And you're not going to be camping out those 19s. I wouldn't take that motor over 6,000. I mean, it's fine. You'll have all kind of fun with it. You could end up creating a bigger problem. Just picked up a 2000 Explorer 5.0 HO truck for 300. Just missing the rear end. Just done taking the motor out. Nice. Anyway, so I do have a Tremec banner to give away this week. Actually, this is Vance's Tremec banner, but I'm not worried about it because the next time I see Vance, I'm going to give him one of the ones that, you know, like I said, I want to make a big shout out to Mike Kidd at Tremec. He actually hooked us up, guys, on the channel here. He gave us like probably about a dozen banners to give away to you guys here. So, you know, if you see Mike Kidd or if you see Tremec, you know, or whatever, just go up to him, say hello, say thank you for the banner if you won one, or you know, even if you didn't, you know, thanks. Maybe one day I will win one. So, you know, we try to do as fair as possible. But here in about 10 minutes, we're going to be giving away some shop swag. It's a big ass banner, big 6-foot banner or whatever. So we've been giving these away for a while. I really like doing that shit because you know, I could give away a t-shirt but not have the right size. I can give away a hat, not be the right size, and you know, giving away some banners and shit is cool for the garage and everybody. They're universal and everybody likes them. So trick flow track heat. How hot does your floor get from 3-inch exhaust? My 84 gets pretty warm with 2.5. Yeah, it's definitely not. My floor doesn't get hot, but I'll smell the ceramic once in a while when I get on it. I'll have any problem with my 387 with the 3-inch exhaust. So banners are badass. So yeah, like I said, if you're at an event and you see Tremec, whatever, you know, go up there and say hello to Gary or say hello to Mike, and you know, thank him for the banner if you won one, or you know, just show some appreciation. Say it's from Neo's channel. Hell yeah. So we ended up talking to Stiflers. Let me talk about the event in July. Guys, if you're in the Detroit, if you're in the Michigan area and you're close, you're a foxbody guy and you love Mustangs, even if you just want to see a lot of really, really cool shit, there's an event coming up. It's called Motor City Fox Fest. We went to it last year. It's actually, if there's an event there cannot be an event cooler than being in the backyard of Ford headquarters. You are literally in the headquarters parking lot where they all park at. And there's a lot of vendors there. There's Ford Performance. There's a D&D Performance shows up for, you know, Tremec's there. There's just, it's 79 to 04. So, you know, one way or another, you can argue that's not a Fox body. This isn't a Fox body, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a Fox body to 04. It's the Fox platform. So the nice thing about this is you see a lot of variations of Mustangs of all of our favorite stuff, 79 to 04. And that's in the second week of July. We'll be talking more about it as we, you know, you start seeing me promote it a little bit, because we're going to be there. We're going to be there with Tremec. We're going to be there with Stiflers. We're going to be there, you know, for you guys, and, you know, shaking hands and saying hello. So put that shit on the calendar, you know, put that shit on the calendar. Motor City Fox Fest. That's cool as shit. I have like $25 and a roll. I think I have 4 rolls to do it. Oh, you're talking about the heat stuff? So what else we got going on here? So mufflers, stroker builds. I think we've talked about, you know, if you guys got some stuff you need to, you want to ask as far as the, you know, the channel's concerned with the, you know, with Fox Body Tech or something, and need me to answer something, just hit me up or you have a question or whatever. So I'm always talking some shit in some chat. So try to keep up as best I can here. You got neighbor haters. That is it. Widowmaker. So let me back up here. Let me get this shit right. I'm gonna write this down on my damn desk here, because you know I still got all that Fox Days of Christmas here. You know, you guys remember when I did Fox Days of Christmas? That shit was crazy. I gave away like $4 grand worth of shit. It's pretty cool. Let me find a marker that actually works. So I wrote that. So I guess I'm just being lazy, because I guess I could just go back to my own damn live stream, right? So we got Vibrant stuff. We really should get their bullets. Maybe we will later. So Pipes had the Violators, right? And then Black Widow had what? They had 2 of them? Oh, those things are going to sound nasty. Am I right? Fox Days of Summer. Man, I ain't rich, bro. I ain't got no money. I can't do that. I will be at Motor City in July. Nice. So I'm trying to let this chat catch up. Let me flip screens here. So I think it's what? Pipes, is it pipes violators? Let me look it up on the are they loud? Neighbor, you said neighbor haters and what? Oh, those look violent. Violators. Okay, I knew that was one of them. I'm just gonna go ahead and instead of having to go back through my old live stream, I'm just gonna go ahead and write that shit down right now. Because these are gonna be the ones after the vibrance. We're gonna get loud with it. Black Widow mufflers. Are those like an in or are they an offset? What's this say? Angry housewife? Boy, whoever did the marketing with Black Widow. Shit's called Angry Housewife. I needed that laugh, bro. Shit. Early work is calling. Good night, man. Have a good night, Troy. It's good to see you. Oh, man. That made my night, bro. That made my night. Oh, man. Neighbor hater. Okay. Neighbor. So, dude, I hope those are loud. All right. How fast ET can you run stock seats not bolted to the roll bar? How fast can you run with stock seats not bolted to the roll bar? What do you mean? I don't think I've ever. Neighbor hater. I have a 3.5. Widowmaker. So there's a Widowmaker too, right? So basically my adapter will fit for both of those. That'll be cool. Maybe we'll do both mufflers. What do you guys think? No? Do they sound the same? What's up, Gabe Large? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I was just talking to Mike McCoy, the real McCoy down there in Tennessee. And yeah, we were talking about some race stuff. So I hope you still good for Ford Takeover? Did you get your banner? You should have got your banner, Gabe, right? But are you still good for Ford Takeover if I plug you in? I have Widowmaker 10 you can hear at FTO. Okay, because I probably won't do Widowmakers first. I'll probably do Neighbor Haters first. So if I did Widowmakers, it'd be later in the year. What's up, Cassius? In the house. We were just talking about your mufflers with Vibrant. How we're gonna am I to give those away? I don't know if I asked you that, but big shout to Cassius. This is the Vibrant guy. This is the man. This is the man. Appreciate you dropping in, brother. He's the one who sent us the Vibrant mufflers that I had in the video. So, like I said, we're going to get a chance to hear him on a 3-inch exhaust back here with my black car, and we're going to, pound the pavement a little bit with them and hand them off. I think, regardless, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get rid of them. So, I forget what other mufflers we had on there. We had Jones mufflers, but I think that's just a knockoff Flowmaster. But we had pipes, violators, Black Widow, Neighbor Haters, and I think there was a Widowmaker there. Flowmaster, obviously, Mac. There was it Paragon? I actually reached out to those guys, and it didn't. They didn't really have any mufflers to even send me. I don't know if they were in stock or out of stock or whatever. Jesse Workman, my T5 has issues. What the heck? My T5 has issues going into gear. Sometimes it started having trouble when the original clutch got so weak it wouldn't disengage at all. having problems going into first and reverse still. So there's a trick for reverse. Obviously, you put it in fourth, you put it in reverse. That's a trick you can do, but honestly, it sounds like you're if it's not grinding, it sounds like your synchronizers are pretty much losing their ability to stop. Their blocker rings are losing their ability to stop the gear. You know what I mean? It's not opening the gate. So definitely want to probably get a new synchro rebuild for sure. I actually got Gabe's banner, had his name on it. Not sure if who got mine. All the same. Oh yeah. So I think they were both Stifler. Were they both? They were both Tremec. Are you serious? I didn't send them to the wrong person, did I? Shit. SLP harm. So that's the SLP was the loudmouth. So like I said, I have it. We did a live stream all about mufflers, and I'm too lazy to go look at it. So Jesse, check cable. Yeah, that too. I was going to mention that. Yes, I got the banner. Thank you. I'm going to start assembling a backup engine this week. I'm off work till Tuesday after Memorial Day. What do you need a backup engine for? What you need a backup engine for? What you got going on in the garage, Gabe? Damn it. Damn it. No, man, do your thing. SpinTech 9000. There's one. I knew that. I know SpinTech was on there. And I think titanium bullets were too. Isn't that a Vibrant too? Weren't they supposed to be? Or is it Vibrant? Was it titanium bullets? I mean, help. I mean, Cassius, you're still in. I don't know if you're still in chat. What's your loudest muffler? Is it the bullet? I replaced the clutch and the quadrant in the adjustable cable. Yeah, it could be the firewall adjustment. Are they nasty or, I mean, come on, Tess. Come on. Are they nasty and loud? Because I'm looking for loud-ass mufflers to put on my car. I'm telling you. And we're going to be showing them to the world. All 1,000 views of my channel. I don't even care. We'll send it anyways. Come on. It's not on the whiteboard. It's already erased. We used, remember we did the 351, the top 10, whatever, things that we do last, like, put a Stifler's cross member on. Yeah. The oral loop like me. You mean box of rocks? Now? Tell us how you really feel, homie. They're not quite as loud as bullets that were on the white car before, but they sound better. So which one should I get then? Should I buy the Vibrant bullets or should I buy? I think we had bullets down. You helped me with that. I think you were the one that suggested that shit before. I have long tubes, X-pipe, Widowmaker 10, it loud. We're about to find out. Listen, I'm going to be doing the drive-by videos. I'm going to be doing the damn idle videos, and I'm going to be doing the damn burnout videos. So we're going to make whatever mufflers on the damn car sing like it would. So bullet, which one should I get then? I'm going to just buy them. I'm going to buy them all next week or two. I'm going to buy them all and just lay them out so I can make the adapters for them. Because, it'll take us like 20 minutes to change the mufflers. Not a big deal. SLP loudmouth 1. So they're numbered? Is a straight pipe with a muffler. Okay. Titanium everything. Yeah, that's a Tony thing, man. I don't know. Tony got $100,000 in this car from titanium fasteners. Not really. It's just I'm just talking shit and just having some fun. He definitely titaniumed everything. It was pretty awesome. Car sat for 24 years before I got it. Less than 90,000 original miles on original clutch. Just so weak it wouldn't disengage at all. Like it would. Yeah, I would probably start replacing the quadrant cable. call up Hanlon Motorsports. They'll give you the package that I always buy. Like I always get their adjustable quad, or excuse me, their two fork quad, or two, whatever you call it, 2-hook quad. We get the adjuster, and we get the I get the SN95 cable because it's 10-inch longer than the. Listen, real quick on a side note, if you're going to buy an adjustable clutch cable, Hanlon knows the one I get. Go talk to him. He's got a 10-inch longer cable. Trust me, the foxbody cable is just too damn short, especially for performance. If you've got some headers and some exhaust shit, maybe even some turbo shit going on, go get the SN95 cable because it's 10 inches longer and it's got a better throw to it. You can just simply unclip the foxbody bracket and put you can change the brackets right there at that little steel sleeve that's in the middle of it. So you're welcome. Do it, because how many foxbody cables literally come out of the quadrant or out of the adjuster and come like right down into the frame, which doesn't have a good like throw to it, and they get melted anyways. So, all right. So titanium. So vibrant titaniums then. So says Tess. Oh shit. I have the same problem getting into first gear in my T5. I've have to put the clutch pedal through the floor to get it in the first gear. That's an adjustment for sure, or a worn out synchro, or both. I replaced everything but the transmission. It didn't go with a longer cable. Never heard about that swap. Yeah, so like I said, Hanlon Motorsport. If you're gonna buy a cable or a quad set, if you got a stock T5, even a stock T5. And you're kind of curious, maybe your transmission's not working up to par. The quadrants, they don't even have an adjuster for the firewall, so it doesn't. I mean, guys, it's this little thin bracket with rubber on it, so that grommet wears out like anything else in the car. So you could buy a clutch quad cable set for $100 and a half. I don't remember what it is, Hanlon, and you get the aftermarket quadrant, which gets rid of the bullshit of factory one. You get the nice adjuster, which is good because it like bolts to it's like this big chunk of aluminum that's adjustable, and it bolts to your firewall, which actually gives your cable like some stability. You see, because when you're throwing and there's tension on it. Then you get the SN95 cable, which also has an adjustment at the fork, so you can route that around all your hot ass exhaust and maybe even wrap it in some heat. And it's night and day. It's night and day with the way your shit shifts. And then you can adjust it at the fork. So you got multiple adjustments on it. You got way better throw to it. And you can thank me later when your shit's starting to shift a little bit better. So that's good to know, SN95. Yeah. So, just get a hold of Hanlon. He knows the one I get. It's the only ones that I use. We wear them out so much that we, every couple years, and we change them even though they're not bad. So. Does Hanlon Motorsports offer a military discount? Was looking at a complete TKX kit. I don't know, Hanlon, are you here? I'm pretty sure he does because I'm a 14-year vet, and he's one of our main guys on the channel here. So, one of our main sponsors. I think you can still get a TKX with my code. TKX kit, not the transmission, the kit. I'm sure he's gonna probably chime in here. I think he's watching. Yeah, baby. Appreciate you noticing, man. Appreciate that. So yeah, I think he does. If he doesn't offer a military discount, just tell him that you were on the live chat, and most likely he might be able to put a code in for Neo. But I want to say that expired in April, but I don't know if he extended it or not. So I don't know if he's Hanlon's in chat or not. Come on. Anyway, so what's coming up this week? We got some cool shit coming up this week. We got the 351 visit, the video, which if you guys haven't been here for the live chat, we have a 351 with a window in it, and we're going to break it down. Will it run again? Right. And then we're going to make plans of what the hell we're going to do with it. And Dave's going to grab it and run with it. So we also got the past weekend where we got a chance to meet Lamar, and we did some racing, which was sketchy as shit. But it was fun. And we're doing a muffler video. So we're doing another muffler video. So that's what I got you promised, Fo. I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, we spent 14 years in the Army. honorable discharge. I actually got out of the military because I wanted to start the foxbody business. And that's what we did. I chased my dream. It's the same thing I tell you guys, man. I'm not even bullshitting you. I'm 100. I'm 100 with you guys here on the channel. When you see me here in this live chat, and you can ask Lamar. He's probably still here in chat. I don't know. I'm the same guy that you see when we meet. I don't fake the funk at all, bro. Come on. Not at all. I can't stop saying that. So, yeah, we, I chased my dream back in 2000 and hell, I don't remember. I was doing fox bodies and Neo Mustang stuff for a long time, but like I didn't make it like my job until like 2013, 2011, 12 or something like that. So started getting real serious with it, and it required a lot of my time. We were doing a little bit of social media then, but YouTube didn't really take off for me until, well, hell, 2015, 2016, which I wish I would have made. I wish I would have been making a lot more content prior to that. We probably would have, maybe another 100 subscribers or something. Whatever. I don't hate on the fact that, I do what I can do here on the channel, and it is what it is. I don't get, I like to collaborate with other channels and collaborate with other friends that have like-minded, racing and fox body, stuff. So National Guard 01. I appreciate your service, William. My cousin and uncle was Air Force. My uncle was Vietnam. Appreciate your service, man. Appreciate, it's a lot of folks understand that there's there's not only a sacrifice with the soldiers, a sacrifice with the families. Because we do go away for long periods of time. So if you are a military or a first line leader, you could be, a paramedic or, even a police officer, I appreciate your guys' service and the time and the sacrifices that you make. So for 100%. So anyways, yeah, that's what we got going on. That's why we started talking about mufflers a little bit. I do want to show you how to convert a muffler to 3-inch. It's going to be kind of cool. It's definitely going to change the way that Flowmaster and these Mac flow pass definitely wouldn't have sounded as good as they did. I don't think if they weren't 3-inch. So, but that's what we got coming up this week. We do have a McBride Racing. I don't know if he's still in chat, but we do have a couple axles that are waiting for us to make another visit to McBride Racing because we're going to be hooking some shit up. Team Z sent me some stuff that I'm going to be showing off here on the channel when we do those videos. And I saved it kind of towards the end of the live stream, but I want to pick your guys' brain for a second with junkyard shit, right? We're talking budget junkyard shit. And I had a couple of my friends that I was talking to on the chat, in some of my chats. Let me ask you a question. And this is some real shit. If now Brutal just did a video. So big shout out to Brutal because he didn't give me the idea, but I got the idea by watching his video. So if you don't follow Brutal, you need to go over and check his video. He just did a budget sort of 9-inch replacement 8.8 for his 65, which he's done a wonderful job on that car. But I kind of got the idea when I was watching his video. He shortened the axle and he evened up because when you talk about budget shit, right? One of the things that we talked about last week was what's the one thing that you do last? And I talked about axles and welding the axle up, and nobody wants to pull the axle out and change the control arms and shit. We beat the hell out of these stock axles, right? So who's to say, if you look at it, I did some measurements on an Explorer axle, and I know for a fact that you can't take an Explorer axle is 31 spline, but you can't take an Explorer axle and put it in a fox body tube because it has a different end, right? It's a bigger tube. It's a bigger axle. But who's to say that you can't take an Explorer? Now think budget here. If you were going to an Explorer and you were to steal its diff and you were to steal its gears, okay, an 8.8 from an Explorer 5.0 or 4.0, whatever, you could take its flange too, because its flange is the upgraded version to the 1350 joint. So you would want to take that too, right? So all that shit goes in a fox body axle stock. It's an upgrade. 373s, because pretty much every Explorer comes with like 373s or 410s. So you got original Ford gears, which are badass. You got a differential 31 spline differential, which is good to 750 wheel or more. So you getting that stuff. So you go over to the junkyard and you bust that shit down. You got it for cheap because especially at pull parts, I don't give a damn. They, $50, $75, you got a set, right? Who's to say you couldn't lop off the ends of the axle? Like, you got to pull the Explorer axles out anyway, right? So who's to say you couldn't take the long axle, which is 30 and a half inches from face to tip. And who's the foxbody axle is 29 and a quarter. 3/16, whatever. Who's to say you couldn't weld the 9-inch, or not 9-inch, I call them 9-inch ends. Who's to say you can't weld the Explorer ends onto a foxbody tube where it recesses down and run, and chop, since you have a rear disc, because you could use the brakes from the Explorer. So you wouldn't need to have C-clips, and you wouldn't need to have C-clip eliminators because you have rear disc. The axles and brakes, it's not going to come out. You see where I'm going with this? So you can't get budget. You have to buy 31 spline axles to put it. You can get a 31 spline diff Explorer. Okay. Like I just mentioned, which is a really good upgrade, and it's at the junkyard, and it fits right into your axles, but you can't there's nothing that has 31 splines except truck axles. And you can't take an Explorer axle and put it in the tube because the ends are bigger. So who's to say you can't cut the end, put it on you're not going to run quad shock anyway, right? For the most part, you can chop back as far as you need and weld that on. So you have Explorer ends that accept the axles that are 31 spline, fit into the axle diff in a foxbody axle for a 4-link. So I know I talked a lot there, but in a nutshell, foxbody axle stock, starting from stock, you would have the flange upgrade. You would have the gear upgrade from 373 or 410. I think they even had 355s in there too, some of them. You would have the diff upgrade. So there's your upgrades from the junkyard. Now we all know that, you got to buy 31 spline axles. Okay, well, you could buy the brace or even make the brace and weld your own tubes, lop the ends off, put the Explorer ends on, shorten the long Explorer axle. You see what I'm saying? Use the Explorer brakes and fit it all up, and it's all junkyard. And you got an axle that's 750 wheel capable, easy. That's not going to break, and shit that you all bought from the junkyard. Now, of course, you can do, like I said, you can do 9-inch ends, right? You could weld 9-inch ends onto it and do it. But I'm just talking about if you welded the Explorer the Explorer axle ends, like, you cut back about a foot, and you could use the Explorer brakes, calipers. Hell, you could use it doesn't matter. You could use the SN95 stuff. So you could potentially build a complete junkyard welded braced 31 spline on the cheap axle with gears, with a differential. Now, the only thing you'd really have to buy is you'd probably want to buy the rebuild kit, but that's probably goes without saying. And probably wouldn't be a bad idea to upgrade the packs inside the differential, but that's just wearable shit. You know what I mean? I'm talking about stuff that you didn't, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So I just wanted to throw that by you and see what you guys thought. Weld 9-inch ends on 8.8 allows you to run a much bigger bolt-on rear brake. Right. So we have 9-inch ends on the Cooper axle and the White Cars axle. Just narrow the Explorer and add the 4-link. See, so you could 100% do that, right? I was thinking the same thing, but regardless, you have to have a second axle, like an axle shaft. I think it would be easier to put the Explorer ends on than it would be to put the 4-link on, because I think the Explorer diff doesn't have the ears for the 4-link up top. Am I right? Because I think, I don't know. I haven't seen an Explorer axle in forever. I think that's leaf spring or some shit. I don't remember. Mad Max axle, that's for sure. So I don't know. I just figured I'd throw that by you guys. See what you guys thought. I don't know. Well, we're gonna listen. We're gonna look into it, because one of the videos we got coming up with we did the 400 horsepower budget axle, right? Which was just basically a rebuild, right? And I put that on the channel. So now I want to do the next iteration, which is like, I'm going to call it 750, which is a 31 spline axles and differentials and stuff. I want to do it budget slash, you know, it's not a poor man's build, but it's going to be an affordable 750 wheel. And I think that's one thing we're going to explore is the fact that I already know all the dimensions of all the axles. I mean, as far as the Explorer and Foxbody one, but I mean, that would be some cool shit if we did like a complete junkyard. You know what I mean? Like 31. I'll put that. I'll 100% put that in the black car. I don't give a damn. I will 100% put that in the black car, and we will beat the absolute shit out of it, just like we do everything else. And then when we break it or wear it out, we're just going to replace it. So I like the Foxbody shit with my Foxbody car, and I'm not going to sit there and stare at it and hope it doesn't work or does work or whatever. And I mean, that's what I talk about, getting your shit off the jack stands. You know what I mean? Go out there and enjoy your Foxbody the way you like to enjoy it. If you like to take it to car show and win awards, then man, that takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort and dedication to do that. You know, if you're a full-blown race car, that takes a lot of effort to do that. To each their own, man. You know, it's the way that's the way we preach here on the channel. Get your shit off the jack stand and build it the way you want to build it. So, or you could also put a brace on the top of them and put link brackets on it. That's true. I'm telling you, I'm right. I'm telling you. Listen, I think it would be a lot easier to just weld ends on and use the Explorer axles than it would be to weld any 4-link on it, because then you have adjustments. Then you're like, are they right? At least if you're cutting an 8/8 Explorer axle and putting it, and I'm just theory crafting here. I don't know. I may look at that when I start chopping shit off at a junkyard. I may look at that and say there's no way that can work. There's only one way to find out. It ain't nothing to do it but to do it. So, what's up, Jesse 92 Fox? You got the white car rolling. Yeah, we did pretty good. So, if you guys want to see it again, I made this video for my members, and no idea where it went. So this was our pass this past week. Actually, I'm going to show you. This was an 8-second pass. See, my 60-foot was terrible. The other car's creeping. I want to show you this real quick. Watch the yellow line. This is why I think my anti-roll bar. Get creeping. I'm actually out of the groove right there. So that's one thing I wanted to show you here. I gotta actually go through that. I'll show you again. Just watch the yellow line, because that's the center of the track. I think my anti-roll bar needs adjusted. Because like I said, this past weekend I went dead left. This video I'm about to show you, then I'll let you guys go. Remove. And this is the video we had this Pacemakers, and if you watch the dragy, it kind of does the same thing. So this is like the only real pass that I made this past weekend. Well, this that one was badass, so I got a little bit of work. It's slick. So this is just the Tremec TPC Magnum with the Cloud RX 2.8. Yeah. So this is the Anthem Motorsport quadrant clutch cable adjuster that I got from him. Actually needs to be replaced. Now watch when I leave when it goes through the drag. See me turning the wheel? I mean, it went dead. So yeah, it was definitely out of the groove. That's one thing we're going to be messing with this week with the white car. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think I got too much preload in it, and I think I got a whole turn in the passenger side. We're gonna set it back to neutral and go right and see what happens. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching me though. Tonight. Oh shit, I gotta give away the banner. God bless it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, hashtag Tremec, make it happen really quick. Kind of, sort of, really quick. Yep. So once again, Vance, this is your banner, but I'm going to be meeting up with Mike Kidd sometime this week, I would imagine, to pick up another Tremec box or pick up another Tremec for the point series that we got going on. So he's got a dozen and a half. I don't know. He's got a lot of banners for us. So I'll just replace it because next time I see you, most likely will be will be after that. So I'm not worried about that. So this is the last one until I see Mike Kidd. But like I said, if you go to an event and you see a Tremec booth, walk up, say hello to Gary and or Mike Kidd or both, and tell them thank you for what they give us here on the channel. These things aren't cheap. I mean, they're not expensive, but they're, it's the thought that counts, baby. Yeah. The thought that counts. So while you guys are doing that, I want to say special thanks to Jesse Workman twice, $10 super sticker and a $10 super chat. That's basically how that works. You can send a super sticker to support the channel, or you can put a super chat up, which will answer a question if you really need the answer a question. But and a big shout out to Super Dave. Good to see him again. Super sticker today for $20. So I appreciate you guys today for donating to the channel, man. Definitely put that to good use here. Everything we do on the channel stays on the channel. So see who's gonna win today. Don't spam it though, guys. I mean, you can go in more than once, but don't go like 5 times in a row. I mean, it's kind of good to be watching. Mustang guy, 26 months as a member. Yeah, check out that join button if you want to be part of the channel. I do a lot of stuff. We, like I said, I'll make little videos for my members that most people won't see. We talk a lot of shit in the chat. They see, they see what we do at the track, and I try to do my best. So, Shelby County, appreciate you, brother. $9, $10 super chat. Jesse Workman, appreciate you guys for being part of the chat. Hail to the yeah. So again, if you don't win a banner, like I try to give I'm going to try to do as much as I can with the banner stuff. If you don't win a banner, it is what it is. I mean, I've probably given away 20 of them so far. It is what it is. I try to be as fair as I can. There's going to be more. This is kind of a staple to the, to the channel now. And it's, I'm going to do my best to get as many as I can, even if I have to be, you go to NMRA and I'll just start taking them off the fence when the I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be a banner thief. This guy. Listen, when I was at Bowling Green, and I'll tell you the story and then we'll get out of here. I was at Bowling Green. They were stealing the banners before any of the shootouts. I was like, come on, man. Look, let the shootout wait till Sunday night to take the banners when the damn show's over. I mean, they litter these fences up with all these really nice banners of all these companies that have supported the event. And then Saturday night, people got all of them. Like literally, you see zip ties just broken everywhere because you're running over them with your car and shit. It's ridiculous. So, all right, let me pick somebody real quick. I'm just gonna spin through and look away. NJC Fox 302. Congratulations, bro. You are the Tremec banner winner. NJC Fox 302. So get a hold of me. neomustangs@hotmail. That is the email. Send me an email. I actually, if David White, I want to say I didn't get your email. So he won the banner last week. So I'll give you another week to figure it out. If you're here in chat, if you don't email me, guys, I can't get an address. Just email me with your name and address. Let me know what you're working on. Introduce yourself real quick, and then we'll get this banner out to you. I usually ship it out. I try to ship it out best I can, but I want to say that I think it's David White won the last week's banner, and I didn't get an email from you, bro. If you're here in chat, so NJC Fox 302. Thanks for all the input on all the Junkyard Stroker. I appreciate that, man. I love the Junkyard Stroker shit. Are you coming to Ford Carlisle? Yes, I will be at Ford Carlisle as a spectator, whatever. A meeting like I said to Tess earlier. I was going to go to War in the Woods as a race, but this is kind of a business thing that I need to go to. That a buddy of mine, Tom and Dale, and there's a couple other people I'm picking up parts from. I'm picking up a lot of shit. So there'll be a video on it in our little adventures to Carlisle, but I'm literally taking the enclosed trailer empty. There's that much stuff. So it's kind of more of a business trip, but I will see you. If you see me, say hello. We will be walking through. Come up, say hello, take a picture with me, so I can put it on the channel. Jesse, I'll take care of you, man. I'll take care of you. I'll get you something. You've been a member of the channel for a while, and you take care of us, man. I'll take care of you, Jesse, man. Don't you worry about that. Hell yeah, man. You have a good night, James. So, anyways, guys, I got some shit coming up this week. Like I said, we got a muffler video, we got a race video. We dropped the motor off with Lamar. I don't know if I'm going to split that video up or not. We're also going to be taking apart this piece of shit 351. So, like I had said, if you weren't here earlier, you think it'll still run? Got a window. I'm always talking that shit to get your stuff off the jack stands. Write it down, make a plan, save some money, save some time for your family and friends, and get your shit off the jack stands. Go foxbody your foxbody car and have some fun with it. Just stay motivated. Hell, just stay disciplined. Just tell yourself you're going to do it. Like I always tell my kids, like I said earlier, do what you said you were going to do before it became inconvenient. And then your car might get off the jack stand. So appreciate you guys. Have a good night. I will see you in the videos this week. And of course, I will see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching.